This is OwlUp, where learning happens in minutes, not hours. For a deeper journey, explore all our courses at owlup.co. Now, let's dive in. You've probably been lied to today, and it was totally legal. A limited warranty that quietly excludes the one part that breaks. A no refund sign taped to the register. An app that buries your cancellation button. This episode pulls those tricks into the light. That no refund sign or maze-like cancellation path you ran into? It's often just the surface layer of a much deeper legal toolkit that quietly protects you, if you know how to use it. Modern consumer law doesn't assume you'll read every clause. Instead, it forces sellers to meet minimum standards, clear enough information, products that basically do what they claim, and a way to get your money back or something close when they don't. We're not just talking about fancy purchases like cars and TVs. This reaches into everyday life. Subscription boxes that never arrive, appliances that stop working just after the holidays, online courses that promise lifetime access but vanish next year. Behind each of those is a different mix of rights, from chargebacks and small claims court to complaints that can trigger multi-million-dollar enforcement actions. Here's where things get interesting. The protections you have depend not just on what you bought, but how and where you bought it. A car from a dealership, a phone from an online marketplace, a course from a creator's website, each one plugs you into a slightly different legal circuit. Some give you cooling-off periods, others trigger special warranty rules, and some add extra layers if you used a credit card or bought remotely. Like stacking ingredients in a layered dessert, every choice, click, swipe, or signature adds another possible layer of rights you can use later. Here's where the law quietly sharpens your tools. Start with what the seller actually said or showed you. Screenshots of a product page, a sales email, or the box on the shelf can be legal gold. Why? Because those words and images are often treated as express promises about what you're getting. Waterproof, lifetime access, delivered in 48 hours, 90-day guarantee. If the reality falls short, you're not just unhappy. You may have a concrete legal claim. Next layer, what the seller didn't say, but the law fills in anyway. Many systems bake in implied promises that a laptop will at least turn on, a chair will hold an average adult, a food item won't make you sick if used as directed. These default rules often apply even when the paperwork looks hostile, sold as is, no warranty, especially if you relied on the seller's advice or the problem is safety-related. Then there are mandatory disclosures, information the seller must give you before you decide. Think of total price, including unavoidable fees, key limits on cancellation or renewal, who's actually responsible if something breaks, brand versus marketplace versus third-party seller. If that information is hidden, incomplete, or only revealed after you've paid, regulators and courts may treat the deal as tainted from the start. Your payment method adds more circuitry. Credit and debit cards often give you extra leverage when goods never arrive or aren't as described. Buy now, pay later, and in-app purchases can be trickier because your rights might be split between the platform, the lender, and the underlying merchant, each with different timelines and procedures for complaints. The type of product or service matters too. Cars and major appliances often trigger special return or repair schemes beyond ordinary warranty rules. Digital goods, games, streaming, ebooks may give you a right to a fix or refund if updates break core features, especially in the EU and UK. Subscriptions and memberships frequently face stricter rules on auto-renewal, reminder notices, and easy cancellation. Finally, remember that a contract clause isn't the final word. Terms like no refunds, binding arbitration only, or we can change this anytime can be restricted or void in many places if they're one-sided, buried, or clash with non-waivable consumer laws. The printed terms are the seller's wish list, The law decides how much of that wish list survives contact with reality. A few concrete situations show how these layers of rights collide with real life. You order a certified refurbished phone from a big marketplace. The listing says like new, but it arrives with a cracked camera and a battery that dies by noon. You're not stuck arguing over a vague satisfaction promise. You can line up what was advertised against what's in your hand, then decide. Message the seller, escalate through the platform, or go straight to your card issuer's dispute process if responses stall. Or take a gym that signs you up on a tablet for a special rate. Months later, your bill quietly jumps and the gym shrugs. It's in the terms you signed. This is where asking for a copy of what you agreed to and checking any price change or cancellation language can flip the script. Regulators in several countries have penalized gyms and subscription services for silently shifting prices without clear advance notice. Think of all this like personal budgeting. Each receipt, screenshot, or email is a small asset you're banking for later. Regulators are already eyeing the next wave of tricks. AI-written reviews that sound human, personalized prices that quietly change by device or zip code, and interfaces that steer you toward the most profitable, not the best, option. Laws are starting to insist on clearer paths out. One-click cancellations, plain language summaries, dashboards showing what data feeds your offers, so you can treat each online account like a portfolio, review, rebalance, and close the losers. Your rights don't switch off when you tap buy. They travel with you into repair shops, app stores, and even AI-driven marketplaces. Start treating every purchase like a simple investment. Note the terms, watch how it performs, and rebalance when it disappoints. Over time, patterns emerge, and those patterns are where both lawsuits and reforms are born. Before next week, ask yourself, where in my life right now? Phone plans, streaming subscriptions, gym memberships, or free trial offers, am I most likely overpaying because I haven't actually read the terms or cancellation policy? The next time you're about to click I agree on a purchase or subscription, can you pause and ask, what are my refund rights? What fees could surprise me later? And how long do I have to dispute a mistaken charge? When you look at your last credit card statement, which charge would you be most willing to call about and say, I don't recognize this. What are my rights for disputing it and getting it removed? This was OwlUp, your daily step forward. This series continues with more chapters on OwlUp.co. Visit OwlUp.co to access the complete course and continue your learning journey. See you there!